Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm SamuraiT-X here, and today we're going to be going through the Malaysian Grand Prix qualifying session. And in the last race, the Renaults did claim a 1-2 victory from Takuma Sato, who was running second place, and his engine went up in smoke with 3 laps to go. But before we talk about anything else heading into this weekend, let's look at the points standings after one race. Fernando Alonso's first place with 10, with Fisichella second, Michael Schumacher third, Barrichello fourth, Raikkonen fifth, Montoya sixth, Massa seventh, and Trulli eighth. So those were your top 8 after Takuma Sato's engine gave away. And here is the constructors' standings. Renault lead Ferrari by 10 points after their 1-2 finish. McLaren's third with 7, then Honda's fourth with 5 points, and Toyota's fifth with just a 1 point. So heading into this weekend, I do hope that we have a better weekend because of the fact that, with 3 laps to go, a podium just went and just went, really. So James Allen's going to take us away for the qualified session here.
We're in Sepang, Malaysia for another scintillating hour of Formula One qualifying. Everything is ready, so without further ado, let's get on with session 1. It's Thiago Monteiro who is first out on circuit.
Cheers, James, for that. And immediately we're going to start our session because of the fact that we're a back marker, so I think we should get as much laps in as we can. And to be honest, Malaysia is not really one of my favourite tracks. I'm pretty nervous when I'm around this track because of the fact that most of my braking is really late or too early, or I do make a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I'm going to hope to take my time and do very well here. I don't expect to be in pole position because this isn't my favourite track, but I would like to be in Q3 just like Bahrain to see if I can actually challenge for points, because after the heartbreak I suffered in Malaysia, I would like to think that the Super Aguri can actually make that right this time and hopefully give us a reliable engine again this weekend. Well, I said again, but I hope they give us a reliable engine was what I was trying to say. Because I don't want to have my engine blow up in smoke. But then again, this is the Honda team we're talking about. Takuma Sato has made a mistake heading out of that turn, and I think that's turn 9. And unfortunately, that's a poor lap. And will he abandon it? Probably not. He's going to continue. See what his lap will be. It won't be faster than his teammates Yuji Ide's, because Yuji Ide's lap is a 1:14.2. So I don't see Takuma Sato having a faster lap, and unfortunately he has abandoned it because he's going to let that Toro Rosso go. I think that's Antonio Liuzzi that's just drove by, so that was good awareness by Takuma Sato to let him through, because just to not avoid the crash and whatnot, so that's very good. So looks like we did abandon that first lap because we did run wide after braking too late, and it did cause us to run wide, which I really have problems with around this track.
He should be very pleased with himself.
Someone just posted lap time, and James Allen said he should be very pleased with himself. If one person's not going to be pleased with themselves, it's Takuma Sato, who's posted a 1:46.123. 6 seconds off the pace from his teammate, so that's very disappointing, but he did abandon the lap after running wide, so can't really blame him there. But hopefully we can post a faster lap time, because we do want to actually get past Q1, even though we are the slowest car on the grid. But I suppose the medium difficulty will make it a tad easier for me to qualify. I hope it does, because medium difficulty is not hard, so as fast as we are, well, not fast, as slow as we are, we wouldn't be that far behind in this car, which is a very big boost. And I need it because I'm not really a Formula 1 expert. I just play this for fun. You know, I do see other YouTubers play F1 and they're really damn good. You know, I can name a few YouTubers that are outstanding in this game that host better laps than me, but you know, I think if I put my mind to it and I stay motivated and actually just jump into F1 the way they do, I think I can do very competitive laps. But in this game, you got to be careful of the corners, because you do spin around a lot if you make too much overcommitment with the corners. So yeah, I'm going to try and be careful around this track. And again, we made the mistake. So we were doing good throughout the whole track until we made that mistake on the penultimate chicane. And now we're going into penultimate start-finish straight, and into the braking into the final straight. And I think you have to attack that on 4th gear, but I've attacked it on 3rd gear just to be cautious. And Montoya produces a 137.5, and we've produced a 139.3, and that's actually put us in 7th place. So I'm going to return to the garage to see if that's enough. So what we're going to do is advance the... Oh, we're going to go again. I was about to say advance the time, but as soon as we go back out, we're 17th. So it's a good thing that we didn't skip the time, because then if we did, we put ourselves under pressure. So 138.2 is to beat. 138, yeah, 138.520, sorry, is to beat. Sorry about that, which is done by Scott Speed, who is remarkably 2 seconds off the pace from Felipe Massa, which is no surprise there considering what car he's driving. And seems that is a very positive first sector by Takuma Sato, as he's 3 attempts up on his first sector, which is very good. So now looks like we're going to have to attack the second sector very aggressively, because I think the second sector is where most of my problems are, if I'm honest with you. And that's where I'm most slow, and we've made another mistake, but I'm going to continue because pressure is under us to deliver in this lap, because it's only 5 minutes left of the session nearly, so got to do a bit well. And we're again nearly 3 attempts faster than the second sector, so we're doing pretty good. So it looks like we're definitely going to break into that top 16 at this rate, which is very nice, because the least thing I want is to be knocked out. Because if I do get knocked out, then that would just be disappointing, just to follow up from the race result I got in Bahrain. I am kind of annoyed that I did retire with the engine failure, but we just have to move on and continue and keep our head up, you know. So we're going to break into the final chicane and then to the start-finish straight. It's not going to be the fastest lap because we have made 2 mistakes heading into this, but it's probably going to be faster than Scott Speed's time, and it is comfortable 16th. Sorry about that again. So like at least we're a few seconds faster than our old lap. Well, 1.3 seconds faster than our old lap actually, and we're about 3 tenths faster than Scott Speed. But we're going to go again because of the fact that we're on the cusp of the qualification, because of the fact that we're 16th. So we've got to be higher than that, and we're already 3.5 tenths up on our first time, which is very good. So so far so good, but I don't want to count their eggs before they hatch. Sorry about that. Count the biscuits before they hatch. Imagine that. That'd be weird. That would be a weird quote. But hey, that would just be another bit of the samurai-isms, because I am one that makes very weird quotes. So yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise if I added that to the montage of samurai-isms. But let's continue on. The second sector is really not good. That's where I lose a lot of time anyway, so I'm not really too fast. Everything can be made up into the final sector here if we don't make a mistake, and we've nearly did. And we don't be touching the curbs too often, because most of the time you can spin if you do touch the curbs too often. But this lap looks really positive and a much better one than all the laps he's done so far, Takuma Sato. So I do expect Takuma Sato to actually move up into the top 10 with this lap. Maybe top 5 even, but I expect him to be in the top 10 because this lap has been very good. So what's his final lap going to be? It's a 1:36.794, so that is into the top 5. That should be good enough for him to qualify into Q2, as he's dropped down to 8th after that, after returning to pit lane. But I don't think he's going to be too fast. That should be enough for him to qualify. So let's end the session.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
So Jack Villeneuve is the big scout, eliminated. 1997 world champion, out. But the usual suspects are out, minus Takuma Sato, because Takuma Sato is me, so we've made it into the session.
The second knockout session is about to begin. Here we determine grid positions 16 to 11, having already settled positions 22 to 17 in session 1. After this session, we'll be down to 10 for the final showdown. Nick Heidfeld starts his outlap as the final knockout round begins.
Cheers, James! So this is going to be the final race weekend before we head into 2018. The race will happen on New Year's Eve. And Ralf Schumacher has currently set the fastest time with a 1:37.2, so that's the lap to beat. So we're starting our lap immediately because, well, we're a backmarker car and we want to get as much laps in as we can and try and get a feel of the track, because Malaysia is not my strongest track. So for me, And doing laps is one thing, but getting the feel of the track is another, because I'm not really good at this track, so I really need to get the feel and try and make less mistakes and know the braking zones and whatnot, and get used to it. Because in the future, if I do keep playing Formula 1 and whatnot, then I will try and turn off the guidelines, like the guidelines you see here, telling me where to brake and whatnot, but likely it's going to stay on regardless, because you know, I sometimes tend to forget where to brake and whatnot, and I do make a lot of mistakes. But either way, it depends on what happens. But so far, we've actually done a good first two sectors. For me, anyway, they're good considering what car I'm in. Anyway, if I was in a different car and I was doing laps like these, then yeah, I would question myself. But I'm in the Super Aguri, so everything here is for me is just a learning curve. You know, I'm starting from the bottom and then making my way to the top. So depending on how well I do with the Super Aguri and how well the series goes, then I might do another series like I said, but for now I'm just going to continue and enjoy doing these videos while I can, because I know a lot of people do enjoy racing, whether it's serious or casual. I think a lot of people do watch it regardless, because just to see how others do. But this final start finish straight, we're going to head in there and see if it's faster than Ralf Schumacher's lap, and it is by 7 tenths. Takuma Sato should be proud of that lap, because he's easily wiped out Ralf Schumacher's fastest lap. So Takuma Sato has already set the benchmark, and we're going to head straight into the garage without driving there to ourselves. The third place, Montoya and Massa, again with the fastest laps here. Massa's really strong around this track, and I'm going to end the session immediately because of the fact that we're third, so we don't really need to do another lap, which is fantastic. So let James take it away.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
My goodness me, Kimi Raikkonen is starting 12th place. That is disastrous for the McLaren driver. The usual suspects are out, and 8th place Trulli, who's finished 8th in Bahrain, starts in 11th.
First there were 22, then there were 16. Now we're down to the final 10. After this session finishes, we'll know who's on pole and how the rest of the field line up behind them. It's Rubens Barrichello who opens session 3.
Thank you, James, for that. Sorry for the silence. I was just trying to think of what to say next. But yeah, this is the third session, so we're going to be having race fuel in our cars. So let's pick our strategy. We're not going to go with we're just going to go with the strategy that's there, which is lap 6, and we're going to start our lap. Because our car's heavier, I don't think we're going to get pole position here. Massa's already set the lap time to beat, which is a 1:37.7. I know in actual reality, the times, like if I change the difficulty, will be about 4 seconds faster than that, about 3-4 seconds faster, or probably 5 even, depending on what car you're in. But yeah, this is medium difficulty, as you can see. That's why the laps are pretty slow in all standards. But this is my standard anyway, so yeah, I'm not really going to raise the difficulty to hard if I'm not really that good at Formula 1. I'm just going to do it on medium and enjoy the game while I can. But here we are. I'm going off topic here, but I suppose me talking rambling about trying to enjoy Formula 1 games is still a good topic, really, because I don't think everyone will want to start on like the hardest difficulty unless you're a very experienced F1 driver. But newcomers would always try the easy to medium difficulties, because easy and medium difficulties are really good to start with. Anyway, when I played F1 games, I started on the medium difficulty, because that's what I always do with video games anyway. That's just my approach. But let's not talk about difficulties and whatnot as we break into the penultimate chicane. Yeah, that was the penultimate one, because this is the final chicane heading up as we head down the straight. And as you can tell, during the race, I'll be very powerless against every car on the grid, because they have better straight line speed. So yeah, don't be surprised if I get mugged off too often there. But we're headed down the final start finish straight. It's not going to be pole position, but it's going to be relatively 1.5 seconds off the pace, and Takuma Sato puts himself 7th. We're going to go around again to see if we can get the maximum out of this car and get a better lap in, because obviously that wasn't the best lap I could do, even though the fuel is heavy. And we did get a little wheel spin heading out of turn 2, which is not really a good thing to do, getting wheel spin, because that does compromise your lap a bit. Did that make me faster or slower? Let's see. And And as I said, it did compromise me, that little wheel spin. As you can see, I'm 4 tenths slow on the first sector, which is pretty bad. This can still be a good lap if I have a better second and third sectors, but maybe likely I'm going to abandon this lap because of the fact that I messed up in the first sector. Because the first sector is normally my strongest sector whenever I do this track anyway. I normally have the fastest sector anyway, whenever I set the deltas and whenever I look at the delta and whatnot with other drivers. Which is a good thing if I have a good oh god, look, 1 second's fast already in the second sector. But as I was saying, when I check the delta in the pit lane, I'm normally the fastest in the first sector in this track. So I suppose it's a positive in a way that the first sector is where I make up time. The second one's where I lose a lot of time. The third one is decent, but not as good as others, you know, the fastest cars. But I'm in the Super Aguri, so I'm not really going to look to be the fastest car because I'm in the slowest car. What's the point? You know, I'm just going to drive the hell out of this car and get the maximum out of it. And we broke too much into that corner, and as we head into the start-finish straight, I don't know the names of the turns in this track, so I'm just going to keep commentating where I am. And we're third place, and we're 5 tenths up on our previous time, and we're going to head into the garage, see if that's good enough. So far we're third. Let's advance the time. We're 5th place. My goodness, we're ahead of Michael Schumacher and Fisichella. And nobody else has improved. I'm Jensen Button, actually. Shall I end the session? I think that's the maximum I could get, really. But let's try again. I'm going to try and improve my time to see if I can move up from 5th place. So this will be my final chance. Hopefully it will be a good one. With me crossing the line with 40 seconds to go, I can complete the lap, which is good news. But the pressure is on as I have to complete the lap rather quickly and put in a very good lap time because people can still qualify ahead of me. So I've got to put that in the back of my mind and just focus on the fact that I have to get a faster time. And so far it's just a little bit faster, and then I ran wide, and that's officially the lap done. It's compromised. The lap's ruined because I made that mistake. So yeah, I don't think I'll improve anymore because I was off the track for too long, and that's pretty much 5 tenths gone. So you know, we shall see if I've improved. I probably haven't improved. I'm not going to give up just yet, and I've made yet another mistake. So looks like I might just abandon this lap, depending on how the second sector is. And there we go, just to put the nail in the coffin, we're a second slow. That's it. That's Sato done. Now we're going to have to end the session, and let's see who got pole position.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have too. We'll see you tomorrow for race day. Goodbye.
Thank you, James Allen. And Felipe Massa claims the pole position after a shocking debut for Ferrari in Bahrain. So what a great response for Felipe Massa. Barrichello second, Montoya third, Alonso fourth, Sato fifth, amazing qualifying session, Schumacher sixth, Button seventh, Fisichella eighth, Ralf Schumacher ninth, and Nick Heidfeld will be 10th. So that's our top 10 for this session, and it was a very good qualifying lap. For me, I really enjoyed racing around this track, and I'm going to enjoy the race tomorrow, New Year's Eve, as it's going to be an exciting race. See whether if I can hold my position or not. I think I'm going to be going more backwards, but I think my start will be very important tomorrow since I'm one of the better ones of getting off the line very quickly. So, got to make up the start while I can to see if I can make up places so that I can make it difficult for everybody else. But here's the top 10 again, and the fastest was Massa, 136.0. And Takuma Sato actually I got the 5th fastest time in all qualifying sessions. So that's very good for me. Second fastest was from Fisichella, no surprise there, considering what car he's in. Third is Montoya, and 4th fastest was actually Michael Schumacher. So my lap time was faster than Alonso's. Alonso's definitely, and others. But yeah, here's the others. Trulli's 11th, Raikkonen 12th, Webber 13th, Klein 14th, Rosberg 15th, Coulthard 16th, Scott Speed 17th, Villeneuve 18th, Liuzzi 19th, Montero 20th, Yuji Ide 21st, and Christian Albers will be last. And that will be your grid for the Malaysian Grand Prix tomorrow on New Year's Eve, as we are going to head into 2017 with a race and see where it takes us. Hopefully we can get some points so that we can start 2018 on a positive note. But in the next video, we'll be doing the Malaysian Grand Prix race. So this is SamuraiT-X signing out. Until then. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you for the race tomorrow. Take care, everybody.